Ecco il perché. Perché il denaro diventa idolo e tu dai culto. E per questo Gesù ci dice: non puoi servire all'idolo denaro e al Dio vivente, o uno o l'altro.
It is by nature that some may believe that to see themselves apart from others is the norm, that their existence in no way affects those around them. However, this individualistic thinking serves as the very root of social inequalities, a grown tree born out of selfishness and indifference. This societal cancer is one that deserves our attention and full understanding, as genuine action is one and the only strongest forces that could stop the sprawling growth of inequality in our society. Thankfully, the United Nations has given light to this subject as a 10th Sustainable Development Goal to reduce inequalities within and among countries. As best phrased by the United Nations, too much of the world's wealth is held by a very small group of people. This often leads to financial and social discrimination. In order for nations to flourish, equality and prosperity must be available to everyone, regardless of gender, race, religious beliefs, or economic status. When every individual is self-sufficient, the entire world prospers. First, sustained income growth of the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national average. As normal citizens, we can try to raise petitions so that our concerns with our nation's income issues may be raised so that it can be further discussed by those in power. No matter how soft an individual's whisper is, once a crowd sings this whisper in the chorus, a loud and impactful message will be heard. Next, we must empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusions of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic or other status. Our next step is done when we actively ensure equal opportunity and reduce inequalities of outcome by eliminating discriminatory laws, policies and practices, and promoting appropriate legislation. Once our legislations have been reviewed, we can then move forward to adopt policies, especially fiscal, wage, and social protection policies. There also needs to be an improvement on the regulation and monitoring of global financial markets and institutions, and strengthen the implementation of such regulations. Ensure enhanced representations and voice for developing countries in decision-making in global international economic and financial institutions in order to deliver a more effective, credible, accountable, and legitimate institutions. Facilitate orderly, safe, regular and responsible migration and mobility of people. Implement the principle of special and differential treatment for developing countries, in particular least developed countries, in accordance with the World Trade Organization agreements. Encourage official development assistance and financial flows, including foreign direct investment, in particular least developed countries, African countries, small island developing states, and landlocked developing countries. Reduce to less than 3% the transaction cost of migrant remittances. Now these targets, being a top-down approach, may feel heavy, and as individuals, it may feel that our effort alone is not strong enough to propel action within our society. But starting within and with yourself is an enormous contribution, a bottom-up approach that gives the citizens power to change the world